And we're going to be going over some really powerful information that's going to help you shift your income from paychecks to assets and help you just grow every single day. I'm really excited. If you're just now tuning in, please go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from.
Michael Core, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Hey there, Mike. How we doing?
What's up, Jerry? How you, man? Good.
Excellent. Thanks for tuning in.
Rookie from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house! Welcome to the call. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Well.
Hey, Jerry, this is Brian Dickerson from Maryland.
MD in the house. Hey, thanks so much for joining us and getting part of the call.
Yes, sir.
Antonio from New York.
All right, New York in the house. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thanks once again for tuning in to this Tuesday night's conference call. We're going to get the lines muted out first.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to this Tuesday night's income shifting call. I am your host, Jerry Goins, my beautiful co-host, Allecia Goins. You're going to be hearing from her in just a moment. She's also on the line with us. And, you're tuned in for a few reasons. You want to income shift. You want to increase your finances. Somebody just told you to get on the line. Someone, sent you a message that said, hey, I have some powerful information for everybody. And, that's why you're here. So I will not delay, and I will go ahead and get into the information. First of all, I'm not here to sell you guys a dream. People already have those. The problem is most of us aren't living the successful dreams that we used to have, like traveling the world, coming home to the place that we always dreamed of, driving the cars we wanted as kids. You remember being on the curb saying, oh, that's my car. We're not spending as much time with our loved ones. We're not even working our dream jobs. So you already know if you need a life changer. You already know if you need better finances or just more time freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the opportunity of a lifetime, okay? I can help you do just that. And that's Nove powered by MyEcon. Now, MyEcon is a 12-year-old debt-free technology-driven company. It's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And has actually empowered its associates to cash flow over $400 million and counting, which is amazing. But how does that help you? Well, first of all, you got to understand that one key to success is simply realizing that it's not what we know that keeps us from being successful. It's what we don't know. So did you know that 61% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings? Only 15% of Americans are on track to fund at least 1 year of their retirement. Did you know the average household is $130,000 in debt? $15,000 of it is credit card debt alone. Now, before I go on, I'm not here to depress you guys or bring you down. I'm here to actually bring you some solutions, but I had to let you know the state of emergency that we're in America. And I know everybody's living it, so either you're there or you know somebody that's there. But before I can go any further, I want to go ahead and bring on a very special lady to the line. She's my tag team partner. Couldn't do any of this without her, my business partner, my wife, Miss Allecia Goins. Go ahead, take it away, babe.
All right. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
You know how you got to put your finger up and speak out of church. But, I heard something that really confirmed something for me. And in the message, it was saying, I'm not going to preach to you tonight, don't worry. But that people are going through things, but how can you help people if you don't tell it? So, that was my confirmation. So I'm super excited that he's going to let me get on here and actually do this part because this is really my favorite part to go over. So people are searching for a miracle, you guys, while fighting to keep their head above water. But what we don't know is that 80% of Americans are overpaying in taxes. Now, at first, it really doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you ask the next person, and you'll see what their biggest expense is. I bet they would say probably their car note, mortgage, or their cell phone bill. See, it's what we don't know that hurts us. So actually, taxes take about 1/3 of our income, which makes it, impossible for us to save money for our families and forces us to use our credit to borrow money, which must be paid back plus interest and leaves us worse off than taxes did. So, everyone is fighting over, their money except you, and you wonder why you're stuck living paycheck to paycheck. So here at MyEcon, we empower you to shift your income back into your pockets and go from paychecks to assets. So trust me, I know somebody on the line is listening tonight and wants their money back, and we're going to help you get that back and some. So our mission here is not to only educate you, but to empower people to attain personal financial success, no matter what that means to you. Now, for most people, personal financial success is simply just having enough money to live happily with them not having to really work for it. So let's get right into it. Once you have this membership, you will be able to generate 5 new cash flow streams. Now, we're going to go over those very quickly. Number 1, the first stream is our instant pay raise strategy. The next is writing off your lifestyle. Number 3 is generating a business income, and that's our third stream. Number 4 is eliminating high interest debt. And last but not least is creating passive income.
Let's discuss each cash flow stream in more detail, okay? First cash flow stream is our instant pay raise strategy. And we all know that everyone is ready for Black Friday, but think about this for a second. Friday is a payday for a lot of people, but for my econ associates, they're actually getting back $200 to $800, even $1,000 more than their coworkers in every paycheck. Because a business owner, the government can't tax you the same. Actually, so far this year, the government has withheld over $1 billion too much because people aren't aware of some of the strategies that my econ teaches its associates on a daily basis. The funny part is the IRS even recommends the things that we teach our associates. And other people may say, you can just claim exempt or put a big number down on your W-4 at the beginning of the year and change it and things like that. But these practices are actually illegal if you don't qualify. See, we don't teach tax evasion here. We teach tax minimization. And no matter how good your CPA or your tax preparer is, they cannot compete with the tax breaks that Congress has already given you as long as you have a small business. So my question is, why don't you have one? And if you don't have a business yet, guess what? Now you can with my econ. But that's just our first strategy.
Now, the second method for income shifting is minimizing taxes. So for this example, let's say Susan and Joan both work at the same place. They make $60K a year, and they're in the 25% tax bracket. Now, Susan was on the line tonight. She heard this presentation. She got Joan started, and then, Joan actually said it was a scam and a waste of time, so she didn't get started. So at the end of the year, Susan got tax breaks for writing off her mileage, a portion of her cell phone bill. She went on 2 vacations. She's paying for her children's wages instead of allowance, which we teach you how to do as well. And Susan dropped down to the 15% tax bracket, which would have saved her thousands more than she paid if she would have paid for the membership tonight. So sadly, Joan left money on the table, and that's what we never, ever, ever want to do. So because she didn't have a business, she left money on the table. I had to repeat that. That is why I love saying that my lifestyle is a write-off. Now, we just recently went to Miami, and our last trip, since it was a business trip, we were able to write off the hotel, food, travel expenses, and that totaled over $1,500. Now, without a business, we would not have been able to do that, and that would have been money right out the window. We tracked our mileage with this neat app called the Cashflow Manager app, and you get that with the membership. It also holds receipts, so if you ever see anybody snapping pictures, they're probably one of our My Econ members. So, again, this app is amazing. It tracks, you can write down your receipts, and it's very easy, handheld. But I don't want to get, on the tangent. That's one of my favorite products. Can you tell? But let's look at our third cash flow stream, business income.
You got it. Let's face it. If you haven't found a way to make money in your sleep, you'll be working forever. Okay? If you decide to share the business, you can earn up to 100% commissions plus residual, reoccurring monthly income, and also a percentage of your team's sales as well. It's kind of like being a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You help a few people get started, help that get duplicated down the line, and you start earning upfront commissions without actually having to work for it. And then you earn monthly passive reoccurring commissions as well. It's really a great thing to be a part of. The fastest person to hit the top of the compensation plan did it in less than a month, and that's $6,400 per month. Now, what if that took you a few years to do that? And wouldn't it still be worth it? Especially if you think about how long you've been working already. How much would you make if you just stopped working right now? How much would your next check be, right? Well, this is all optional though, because there's 4 other ways that you can make money with MyEcon. So don't be afraid to join if you don't feel like chasing people down. Besides, listen, we'll show you exactly how to share your testimonial from the other 4 strategies, and people will be chasing you. We just talked about 3 new cash flow streams. That's the instant pay raise strategy. We talked about minimizing taxes. We talked about generating business income. Let's look at an example of an associate that has acquired an additional $1,000 monthly by doing all of those things. Okay, that's just $1,000 monthly by doing those things. Before we move on, first remember this. Compound interest is always working. Okay, compound interest is always working. Every day, every minute, every second. Now, whether it's working for you or against you is up to you, okay? Now, with that extra $1,000, a $17,000 car note gets eliminated in just 1 year instead of 3 years, okay? We use the freed up funds from that car payment, and we end up paying off an $8,000 credit card in 5 months instead of the 78 months because we just killed off the interest. We use the freed up funds from those 2 things, and we pay off a $200,000 mortgage in just 5.5 years instead of 30. Crazy, isn't it? The bottom line is, who wouldn't want to learn how to create an extra $1,000 a month, eliminate $225,000 in debt in 7 years, saving over $352,000 in interest, and ending up with $2,900 a month just to invest or upgrade their lifestyle? Let's look at that 5th and final cash flow stream, okay? This is where it all ties together. This is why we're doing this here, because we all know you can't save your way to wealth. You have to invest your way to wealth. And we show you how to take a little bit of money, turn it into a business, and take that business income, kill your debt off, take all of that money that you just saved, and then start investing your way to wealth. Let's take that $2,900, invest it at an 8% annual rate of return. We'll show you how to do that and things like municipal bonds, and stocks and things like that. You'll learn more about that once you have the membership. See, we also teach investment terminology. But we take that $2,900 and that turns into $500,000 in 10 years at an 8% annual rate of return. And then if you want to go 5 more years, we'll turn that into over $1 million in just 15 years. Think about that. Let that sink in. We're giving you a millionaire strategy that can have you turn into a millionaire in 15 years. And think about how long you've been working. Okay, most of us have been working for 10 to 15 years, right? But just to think about it, it all started by joining Nove, powered by MyEcon, and adjusting your W-4 at work. Now you have $1 million worth of gain. Our plan is it just makes sense, and whatever makes sense can make dollars for you. Now, when I got started in this company, I was already on my way to earning 5 figures from home, but I was still facing a lot of adversity trying to build wealth, and it's because I didn't have a strategy. So what MyEcon was able to do is teach me a practical strategy, and that is exactly where I took off. Go ahead, Alle.
So write this down. I must grow before my money can grow, so when I get it, I can keep it. That's one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to say it again. Right? I must grow before my money can grow, so when I get it, I can keep it. See, all I knew about MyEcon when I first came in, I was actually homeless about, 3 years ago. So when these strategies came up, it was a lifesaver for me because it was a way for me to get back on track. So when I seen this, all I knew was that you could make money with the strategies instead of just selling and hunting people down. So that's exactly what we've been doing, and I am very, very excited about growing myself within this company. So since then, we have been able to shift $1,000 back into our household. We've saved thousands on taxes. We've generated business income on a weekly and monthly basis. We increased our credit score, and that was a tipping point for us because we actually purchased our first home last year. We paid off a few debts, and that were just hanging and scraggling along. And we have started 2 investment accounts, which are both outperforming, your traditional banks because we have a higher return rate. I've also used, some of the new cash flow strategies to actually start my own event planning business. It's always been a dream, and catering business. So, I really think that's awesome to go from nothing to, where I'm at right now. So I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you that all of this that the company, offers their amazing strategy, software, and support to help you do the same or even better. So whoever's on the line tonight, if you're trying to make an educated decision and battling yourself, you need to give yourself permission to win. If you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to embrace what's in you that wants to actually win. Because if this isn't your shot, then what is? If this won't do it, I don't know what else will. The system is already proven and time-tested to work. You just have to plug into it, and it will work for you. So at this point, you have 3 choices to make. And I hope that you have your financial future in mind and make the right decision because, again, if this isn't for you, then, that's okay. But I really want you to share this information with someone you love and care about that needs this information. Or maybe you're number 2. You just want the strategies, but you don't think you have time for the business side of it. That's great, too. But please get back to the person sharing this with you and let them know that you would like to be a client only. This is how most people get started. Now, our favorite kind of person chooses number 3, and they are all in. They want the strategies, the system, and the software to accelerate their income and build a team for an extra residual income. Now get back to the person sharing this info and simply say, I'm all in. So we can plug you into our amazing marketing team and get you off to a great start. Now, we've already helped thousands of people change their lifestyles and financial situations, many of which are on track to finish in 2017 strong, and making 2018 one of their best years yet. So the only question left is, will you be next? So we want to thank you for joining us on the line tonight. We look forward to seeing you. Welcome to the Nove Powered by My Econ family, and everyone have a happy and blessed Thanksgiving.
Take care, you guys.